In this video, we're going to take a look at making tables that you can include in course content or even on pages on your Uncanny LP site. Tables normally in WordPress or in HTML are very difficult. They don't work very easily. There's a lot of complexity to them. Getting them to work on mobile is very hard, so we use a third-party tool for any tables on your site, and we kind of suggest you do the same. You could certainly do it with HTML, but this is going to make the work a lot easier. So once again, we're going to start off with an example to see how we did it in the sample course. So right here, you can see this is a very basic table, but you can see like even out of the box without any kind of customization, it's got some nice hover behaviors. It's easy to sort. You can search within it. And if you're trying to do this table yourself, you'd have a lot of difficulty doing it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to edit the page. So edit the lesson so you can see exactly how this was set up. Okay, so this is the page now, and you can see there's really not much to it. There's a single shortcode in there. And it's being added from a plugin. And to add your own, this is something that would fall under, let me just find it. It's part of content. So if I go into content, then I'm just going to edit this table first. So this table is 1, and there is only one table. So let me edit that sample just so you can see how this is set up. All right, so key things here. Up here, it's showing us this is how you would include it, so how you would embed it onto a page on the LP site. So whether it's a lesson or a topic or another page, you could just copy this out and it's going to drop this in. This is showing all of the table data that's in here. So what we would do to set this up, I'll walk through the setting up part in just a second so you can see how one is created. But what I can do here, you can see there's easy ways to add rows, to add columns. If you need to delete something, then you can do that. You can make selections here, and then you'd be able to click these things and apply whatever the action is. There's some controls down here as well. So if there's a header row or a footer row, then you can include those things as well. There are a number of options, and I'm not going to get into those. The purpose of this video is really just to show you how to easily create a table that's very simple that you can do something with. So let's go ahead and create a new one now that I've shown an existing one. I'm just going to create, so set up, add a new table. I'm going to call it sample for screencast. And I'm going to make it, let's do 5 rows with 2 columns. And I'm going to go ahead and add that. All right, so it's done that. I've got my 2 columns. I'm going to do something really simple. So let me do fruit and color. And yes, I'm using Canadian spelling there. And let me just add some values in there. So let me just say banana is yellow. I'm going to say orange is orange. Blueberry is blue, let's say blue, and maybe I don't want this after all, so I'm going to say for this selected row, I no longer need that. Let's go ahead and delete it. So let's do that. We've got a header row. Background colors might as well alternate to make it easier to follow them. And let me go ahead and save that. All right, table was saved successfully. I now have this shortcode. I can now create I'm going to create a new lesson really quickly. Here we go. I'm going to call it a new table example. I'm not going to associate it with anything. The only thing I wanted to do is I'm just going to add some text. Here's the sample table and drop the shortcode in. And that's as much as I'm going to do. So let's just do that. Let's view that on the front end. And now instantly I've got a table that looks fine and is reasonable. Just a note, like you're seeing the edit here because I'm signed in as an administrator. So that's why I can edit directly from here. You'll notice that a lot of the widgets are missing. That's because it's not associated with anything, so there's no course progress or anything to report against. And then this, of course, is because gamification is disabled as one of the LP features. So that is how we can create a very simple table. We can do the sorting in here, and it just simplifies it so much relative to trying to create one of these on your own.